So let's take from the start. What motivated you to move to US in the very first place?
Okay, so I don't think it was luck, but it was kind of in between, I would say, because I was doing preparation to get right out of my engineering degree. I was getting to get into IIT, right? I was doing an exam, an entrance exam for IIT, and at the same time, one of my friend was doing GRE, so he was like, "Hey, we need to do a backup plan as well. You know, what if this doesn't work? You need to have a backup." So then I also, alongside, I was preparing for GRE to go for higher education, and but I was more excited for IIT. Like, hey, I want to go into designing. I was pursuing this product designing at that point. And to my surprise, I was left by 0.25 of cutoff. Like in the entrance exam of IIT, 0.25. It was not even a whole number. I even reached out to the IIT director in Mumbai, I called them, and they were like, "We can't help you. You know, it is rule. You know." So it was destiny, I would say, that it didn't made me go to IIT, and then GRE was cleared at the other hand, and it was cleared in a way that I applied in five top university, got selected in all of them with scholarship, and I was very surprised. I was like, "What's happening?" You know, so it was maybe planned that it was destiny that I have to go there. So no intention whatsoever. Same thing, my family, when I told them that I want to go to US, uh, being my history from childhood, I was not able to do most of it. So they're like, "Yeah, let him do it. He won't be able to crack it." And I did. So they were surprised too. Till the day I was leaving, my mom was still surprised that you're actually leaving, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going around." You know. So that was, I don't think that it was anything decisive, but yeah, destiny that made me go through there.
So a lot of people have questioned how can they start a business in US as H1B?
So yeah, so that's important point. But before that, I think let's talk about like the groundwork you have to do to go to H1B, right? So the process follows in a way: you go to F1 visa, you apply for F1 visa, you go study, and then H1B is basically a visa category that the US allow you to work there, right? And specifically, it's mentioned that you cannot do anything else than work for that particular company who have sponsored you for H1B. So in a lot of case, the Indians or international who go there, they have that thought process that we're not allowed to do anything outside, which is true. You're not supposed to do anything or any work outside. But at the same time, there is also legislation in US where you can incorporate a company which is called an LLC from anywhere in the world, or anyone can do it. Like even you sitting in India can also incorporate a company in US, which a lot of people don't know about it. You know, the only thing you have to remember when you as an H1B, when you are applying, you have to be a passive member. You cannot be an active member of the company. It's basically you're investing in a company, but you become a part owner of it. So that is the catch 22 where a lot of people don't understand. And then another part of that is you have to have a partner there. You have to find somebody who is a US citizen, right? Then only you can incorporate an active and passive partnership in that way.
So what made you decide to leave your job and start your own business?
I think it was from the beginning. I was keen to start my own thing. Didn't realize that it took me 10 years to do it. But it was the pivot point was like I knew that I wanted to do, but when I came back to India in 2022 or 2020, when I met my current partner in the company, and we sat down at a night. It was his wedding. Before his wedding, we sat down and we were thinking and talking like, what's going in life? And he was like, "Nothing, man. This corporate bullshit. You know, we're all suffering from this. We were all on the same stage." And then just out of instance, he was like, "Why don't we start our own company?" You know, and the idea clicked in. We didn't work on that for like next 3 to 6 months, but then that idea kept on going and going. And then one day we decided, okay, let's do it. You know, and I think that's how it all started. But I would say like, yeah, corporate life I was enjoying the same time, but at the same time I was also caught into it. So then there was a comfort zone that was created, like a safety nest that I didn't want to leave it. But then it broke and it suddenly all changed. You know.
How was the transition from being an employee to an entrepreneur?
Very different actually. And to be honest, a lot of people like fancy this term entrepreneurship, but living it throughout now, like almost 4 years that I've been working on and off on it, it is very different, and I would say very difficult. A lot of people fancy that I want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't really understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur, right? As you are an employee, you have certain roles and responsibility to fill, and that's it. That's the end of the day. Like, you clock in at a time, you come at 9 o'clock, you do your duty at 5 o'clock, you shut your phone and you go ahead, right? After that, no work talk, nothing. So life is very easy at that point. But as an entrepreneur, never stops. Like, sometime you would work from 5 a.m. in the morning, you would start, and it might go till 9 p.m. at night. Or sometime you don't want to do anything. So there is pros and cons of it. But I would say it's a very hard journey to get into it, and only that's why only few people get into it, because it takes lots of discipline and lots of persistence. Continuously you have to keep motivating, because there is no boss on top of you, right? Nobody's checking that, hey, how is it going, what it's doing. So you have to make sure you do your own duty. So yeah, I feel like it's very challenging, but at the same time rewarding as well.
What were the challenges you faced in the early stages of your entrepreneurship?
So at early stage, I was actually doing my job at the same time. We have started the company at the same time, right? So there were few challenges that I was going through, because I was same time I was working on my 9 to 5, and I was very dedicated. Like, my work ethics was very strong, but at the same time, I would also have to look back into the company as well, and see where it's going, what not. So I would be working at 18 hours a day. Like, I would start 4 a.m. in the morning. I would work till 8 o'clock, then go to office, then finish my other work till 5 o'clock. I'll come back. I'll sit again till 11 o'clock. So the clock didn't stop for almost a year. Like, it was continuous draining work. So that was like the biggest challenge. I would say that worked a lot during that time.
There are a lot of Indians who are willing to come back to their home but are holding themselves back. So, what advice do you have for such people?
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of people who want to come back once they have seen what's the life there, and what monotony that have gone through it. They want to come back to India, but I feel what holds them back is against the same thing, that they have created the comfort there. They have safety nets. They're getting paid well, and in India they come back, travel every year. They see, oh, population, pollution, all of that, and they're like, we don't want to come. So that is the holdback. Suggestion from my side to them is, definitely, if you're feeling strong that you want to come back, first you need to start establish a base. You cannot just fall free and come to India and then decide what you will do, because India is a very harsh land, to be honest. Like, it is no joke. To start something in India, with so much competition already, it's very tough. So always make sure, whenever you're coming back to India, make sure that you have something to fall back onto. Either you apply into a job, or you have started something. You have started an LLC, or you've started a business. Then only decide that you want to come back. Don't just free fall from US, and think that in India everything will be fine. Yes, you will have lovely family here, but you won't have much on the career side.